Sports Path, we have volleyball highlights to get to. We'll see how the Hill Murray Pioneers did out at the XL Energy Center. And then also the winter sports season is coming up. We'll preview some of the boys hockey teams. And we have girls hockey highlights to get into as we kick off the winter sports season here on Sports Path. It's No Shave November here on Sports Path, as you can tell. We're happy to have you along here. I'm Zach Helverson, and as they say, the more facial hair, the merrier.
And I don't really know who they are, but I'm Jamie Dustin. We followed the Hill Murray Pioneers volleyball squad all the way to the state tournament, where we found out their successful play in sections was just the beginning of their success.
Yes, we begin with highlights from the XL Energy Center. It was a state quarterfinal match between Dassel-Cokato and Hill Murray. And as you can see, they're just a little bit excited. I mean, it's just state. I mean, it's not that big of a deal. Tim Wallen just leading his team. You know, he said, we'll talk to him a little bit. Really nice chemistry on the squad. And you can see that they get some success from that chemistry that they have. Here's Fabian sending this one over. And Rachel Kuipers also getting involved in that one. Good job there by Kuipers as the... Now Dassel-Cokato trying to respond here, getting some points on the board. They bump it up, and Kuipers again finding the line there. I mean, it's got to be a lot of practice to be able to do that. I mean, I play beach volleyball, but that's not even compared to this. This is crazy. Here's Fabian. She's a very talented volleyball player. We keep going on here. Fabian setting it over, and Kuipers with some teamwork making it happen. They got another point on that one. Here's another job. Here's Lauren Simonson. Here's Marissa Franco. And another Franco with an opportunity. No relation to James. Sorry. No, you wanted it. That would have been great, though. James Franco's sister. Here's a big play, or make that Kuipers, and now another opportunity. And you see Simonson just happy. And, you know, she's really happy that Hannah Angeli is a really good volleyball player, as she is she. Here's a great play there. That's it. As the Hill Murray Pioneers very happy. They won the quarterfinals. And, yeah, just congratulations to the Hill Murray Pioneers. As you see, I think this is the winning point. And Kuipers setting it over. All they have to do is get it back, and it's a block in front. And there's Angeli finishing this one on match point. Hill Murray wins.
Yeah, very exciting. That meant the Pioneers moved on to the semifinals, where they would take on Casson-Mantorville. Here are the highlights from that match.
Casson-Mantorville. I don't know where it is either. Hill Murray getting ready to go. They're warming up. This game started at 3 o'clock in the morning. Actually, it was 8 o'clock. It was supposed to start at 7. Felt like 3 o'clock in the morning. But luckily, they finished it right away, right? No, they didn't. But here's a good play at the net there. Owsley Brown involved with that one, as well as Kennedy Fabian. And now a good play there. Owsley Brown making some stuff happen. Kuipers getting the one over. The crowd very happy. And, you know what, they're clapping. They're, you know, just why not? Yeah, they're eating them up. They're Pioneers. I don't know what Pioneers eat, but you know what? They're having a good time. Raccoon. All right. Raccoon. There it is. A good spike there. A little raking meal for you. That's a Trailer Park Boys reference or something. Here's a big play. Bump set spike. I don't know what's going on here. This is very exciting as Cody sends it over the net. Stopped by Kuipers, and they can't recover. Kuipers is going to spike the volleyball. Sorry, I got confused. Keep going here. Boom, bump set over the net, played back around, and oh, who put the net there? Did you do that? I don't know. Anyway, Hill Murray wins. We'll send it down to Zach Helverson on the court. Here with Kennedy Fabian after their state semifinal victory. Kennedy, how does it feel? You're going to the state championship.
It feels unbelievable. We've never come this far before, so it's an amazing feeling. I can't even describe it. It's unbelievable.
What do you think was an integral part of your success this season? Was there anything different that you guys did?
I think we started off kind of rough, but our team chemistry and the bond that we have with each other is unbelievable, and that helps us pull out those games and helps us defeat teams like that are really solid, like Casson is. So it really, really helps us.
Casson went to 5 sets. It was a pretty late night. Actually, the game started very late as well. Did that affect you guys at all tonight, or are you guys just ready to go?
We were a little anxious. We were a little nervous for the game, and then when the game before us pulled into 5, so we had to sit in the locker room for a little longer. But we're a pretty solid team with that. We are mentally stable, and we came out strong, so that was really nice for us.
Got a big game tomorrow against Marshall. What are your expectations?
They're a very, very good team, and we know that. And I think to come out very strong would be good, and we have to come out really aggressive, and offensively we have to be aggressive because they're a very aggressive offensive team. So just coming out strong would be nice.
With head coach Tim Wallen. Coach, talk about this team. What has made their success happen?
Each other. They are a bonded group of kids that, unlike any I've had a chance to experience, they trust each other to the ends of the earth, and even when it gets tough, they work together to make it happen, and they just believe in the ideas that we're putting out there. They believe in each other, and it's really exciting to see it pay off.
Is there any particular players that have played a leadership role, or does it seem to be just everybody meshing?
Everybody contributes. Our captains have done a nice job leading the way. Kennedy Fabian has been not only on the court a great leader, every day in practice a consistent practice player with effort to spare every single day. I mean, she just puts it out there. And then everybody, though, contributes, and we don't have, for better or worse, we don't have that go-to. We have a group that is going to work together to find a way. And, some years it's nice to have that kid. You just throw the ball up in the air and watch him go. But, we have to take it with everybody, and it's awesome. It's awesome.
You got Marshall tomorrow in the state championship. What are you looking at with them?
We are looking at a buzzsaw. Obviously, if you've had a chance to see them at all in the tournament or in the season, they chop down opponents, and they don't give you a chance to breathe if you make mistakes. They are well-trained, they're well-coached, they are well-prepared, and we're hoping to give them a good run. We got a chance to see them earlier in October, and didn't play at our best, but again, that's a lot due to the energy that they put into it. So we're a different team now. We're a more composed team, and I think we're going to give it a good run tomorrow. So
good luck, Coach. Thanks a lot.
Very much.
The finals featured Marshall High School and the Pioneers of Hill Murray. Marshall had one of the best volleyball teams in the state, and quite frankly, they have dominated their opponents throughout the playoffs, losing only 1 set in the section semifinals. That was way back in October. What was on paper, unfortunately, turned to reality for the Pioneers in the state championship game.
Play volleyball.
The Hill Murray Pioneers getting ready to go. Pretty crowded Xcel Energy Center. Very little seats available, at least in that lower bowl, as the teams were fighting for this one. Marshall, just a very good team, and quite frankly, there were some good things. Don't get me wrong. Hill Murray had some great plays here. Rachel Kuiper's involved that last one, but Marshall such a great team, and you make 1-2 mistakes, as we heard Tim Wallen say. They take advantage of it, and they actually started, I believe, on a 13 or 14-point run in the second set in this one, and really just completely dominated. But congrats to a couple of the Hill Murray Pioneer players, Kennedy Fabian and Rachel Kuiper's, on their all-tournament team selection. They got second place. That was really good. Congratulations to the Hill Murray Pioneers. Jamie, great season.
Yeah, and we look forward to seeing how they do next year.
Absolutely. Let's take a look at the bracket, see how they got there. As you see, Marshall beating Mora 3-0. No contest there. Dassel Cato, we saw those highlights. One set was 3-1. Cass and Manorville 3-2. Actually, Hill Murray won that one, but Marshall, Fergus Falls, Marshall won, and Marshall won 9-0 in sets in the state tournament. So congrats to Marshall, but also Hill Murray on a fantastic season.
Now moving on to girls hockey, the Mahtomedi Zephyrs had a non-conference game at home against Rogers. Here are those highlights.
Mahtomedi Rogers right away here, about 5 minutes in. Oh, actually almost 6 minutes in. It was a goal right away. Mahtomedi coming out with this one there early here. Rogers is really far away. Just it's a crazy drive, and you know what? You maybe see some tired legs here because Rogers, they just did not get off on a slow start or fast start. Here's a quick play, short-handed goal late in the second period that made this a 2-goal game that was manageable for Rogers. Made it a 3-goal game. Rogers ended up getting on the board. But unfortunately for Rogers, and good thing for Mahtomedi, they won 3-1. The Hill Murray Pioneers over at Aldridge Arena hosted the Eden Prairie Eagles at Aldridge Arena. A lot of E's in that sentence there. Here are the highlights. Eagles, Pioneers. And here is a quick goal. Hill Murray starting this one off early. They are looking like they're going to be a very solid hockey team this year as they got on the board pretty fast in the first period. About midway through, here's another goal put on for the Pioneers, and they are up 2-0. Their fans are happy. Second period, breakaway, goal. There's Jack Haza with the goal on the breakaway, making it 3-0, remaining in the second period. Here's a shot from the point, got through, and another goal. Here's Hill Murray now, trying for number 5, they get it. They won by a lot. They shut out Eden Prairie. 5-0 is the score. And congratulations, Hill Murray, starting off early in the season with some great wins, including this one. Eden Prairie, traditionally pretty good. I mean, every sport, their district is huge. So that's a big victory.
Yeah, looking forward to seeing how they do as the season goes on.
Absolutely. It's classic suburban standings here. And I'm telling you, this is interesting. This is very interesting to see here. What is Tartan going to do here? Coming out with a victory right away, they are just dominating the conference right now, Jamie. Mahtomedi struggling. I don't know how they're going to manage here. I don't know if they can finish, above 500. There's only, how many games left?
It's not looking good.
All right. So, there you go. There's a class. Look at Roseville, by the way, really quick. We'll look at Roseville Suburban East Conference coming up later. All right, now time to talk about hockey arenas. Hockey fans attending games here at the Vanna Sports Center were greeted to a surprise this season. The mezzanine, which made viewing games available for hundreds of people and was a great place for teams to warm up before hitting the ice, was gone. The mezzanine will now be used for classrooms for the Northern Educate Sports Academy, a school that combines academics and athletics under one roof. From the beginning, this building was flawed. The locker rooms and bleachers were put in different areas than the floor plan intended. The now defunct mezzanine only reached from the north end of the building to the south blue line. The only officials locker room in the building is located in the Townsley locker room cluster, causing officials refereeing a game in the Bramer rink to have to walk through the Townsley rink to get to the Bramer rink. Fans hate the sightlines, mainly because the penalty box and the 2 benches in the middle of the grandstand are in the middle of the main grandstand, and even when you are standing, you cannot see the near side corner on the far end of the ice. It is one thing to have equal or greater sized bleachers on the opposite side of the rink and do this, but the Vanna Sports Center only has 3 rows of bleachers for the visiting team. I have argued time and time again, actually, that the visiting fans have a better view of the game than the home fans. Every other year, White Bear Lake hosts Hill Murray in a classic rivalry game that is circled on the calendar of every Bear fan. The game used to be held at Aldridge Arena every year, but when the Bears got their own home arena, it moved to the Vanna Sports Center every other year. It angered many Hill Murray fans because of the lack of visiting side bleachers, and some Bears fans weren't happy that the limited capacity of the Vanna Sports Center meant many fans would be turned away. But the Bears, for the first time in years, got the opportunity to host their rivals in their own rink without any Hill Murray banners in the arena. The Vanna Sports Center has hosted the Pioneers and the Bears twice, and both times the ticket lines formed well before 3 o'clock and flooded the lobby and went out the doors. The junior varsity teams played in front of a near-capacity crowd, and behind the broadcast area on the mezzanine stood, not sat, 4 to 5 rows deep of fans all the way down the rail. Hundreds of people that would now be enjoying a hockey game will be turned away if this game returns in 2015. I highly doubt it will. After years of frustration with this building, the removal of the only modern feature in this place was, well, the final straw. This place is simply not fit to host many White Bear Lake High School hockey games anymore, and it is a shame. The horrendous decisions made by those in power have made a joke out of a building that many residents were truly excited about and were ready to enter a new era of White Bear Lake hockey in. We'll be back with girls hockey and some winter sports boys hockey previews coming up next here on Sports Path.
All right, I know this isn't any fun to talk about, but we should. Okay, so who's gonna do what?
I'll pack the dead batteries.
Great.
I'll only put what I don't need into a duffel bag.
Perfect. That's totally unhelpful.
No problem.
Meanwhile, I will try to comfort everyone by speaking in a calm voice.
And I'll try to get the generator going without any gas.
Oh, let's not forget the cell phones, which probably won't work.
Right.
And who is going to handle supplies?
I can forget to do a list for us.
Thanks, pal.
Well, I think we couldn't be any less prepared. I'm proud of you guys.
Talk to your kids about who to call, where to meet, what to pack. Visit ready.gov/kids for tips and information.
They said I couldn't dream. Called me a piece of trash and swore that's all I'd ever be. Said a bottle couldn't see the ocean. Give up. Go back to the dumpster. But I didn't listen. I made my way. And now, I am what I've always wanted to be.
The Bears hosted Rochester Century at the Madness Sports Center. Let's take a look at those highlights.
Absolutely. Wow. White Bear Lake, Rochester Century kicking off the season here, and they got a goal. It was Kelly Lanigan putting this one away and scoring for the Bears midway through the first period. Let's take a look at this one. Nice pass from Belke, finding Lanigan, and Lanigan had nothing but net to shoot at. That's usually a basketball term, but we're going to use it for hockey. Is that okay with you?
That's fine by me.
Well, the Rochester Century, they decided that they're going to score in the second period. And another great look at that one is they score another goal. It was a 1-1. And again, here's another look at that one. And boom, Angie Hall, does she have it? Well, no, she didn't. It squared loose, and, well, now it's 2-1. Game flipped over. Well, still an opportunity for the Bears, but that was put away here with this one. 10 minutes left in the third. Rochester Century scores and makes this a 3-1 game, and that would have did it. It was a 4-1 game in the third period, and the White Bear Lake Bears fell to Rochester Century. Well, the White Bear Lake Bears, Jamie, are in the Suburban East Conference, so we're going to take a look at the brackets over there, and I'm telling you, this is very interesting to see here. I don't know what's going to happen here. Hastings, Creighton, Roseville, Eastridge, Stillwater. I think we're going to see a 5-way tie for first by the end of this. Mounds View Park, Forest Lake, Woodbury, you can't really do that. But Roseville, we mentioned them earlier because I thought they were in the Classic Suburban, but I'm an idiot. It's 4-0 overall, so they're the team I think to watch. Is that Roseville Raiders girls hockey team. Always usually beats one of our teams, and CTV in Roseville ends up going to the state tournament, and we end up watching it at home, which kind of sucks. So.
Hopefully not this year.
Hopefully not. I quite frankly would love to see a Fab 5 team go to the state tournament in the girls hockey because it's always fun, and I get to cover more sports, which is fun, and you get to cover more sports too.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Well, now we're going to preview some boys hockey action as the season's starting this Saturday. And Jamie, you're very excited.
So excited.
I'm very excited. We're both hockey people at heart, and we're going to see, I think, a lot of great action between our Fab Five teams this year. They have a really great shot at doing some amazing things. We'll start off with the Monometai Zephyrs. And you see Jeff Polschel had a great record last year, 16-11. They returned a lot of their great guys, including Jack Becker and Kellen Campbell. But the big thing about that they won't have to worry about this year, St. Thomas Academy. Yes, the cadets have finally gone AA, and it's like totally cool. So the only people have to worry about is Tatina Grace. And so good luck to the Zephyrs. Come on, get back there. Last time they were there, it was really heartbreaking loss. They thought they had the win. They scored with like less than a second left, but they reviewed it, and it was no goal because it went in with 0.0 seconds left, which doesn't count.
Yep, that would be over.
Yep. So they went to overtime. They lost. Sucks. Hermantown, though, great team. All right, moving forward to the North St. Paul Pullers and Jerry Diebel. And you know what? The Pullers, a 10-15-1 record. I don't know if it described them entirely last year because they had a great section quarterfinal game against White Bear Lake. Gave the Bears a run for their money, and they've got a lot of talent coming back. Their top two scorers, Justin and Tyler Oliver, coming back. Adam Hildebrandt, no, this is not soccer. This is boys hockey, and they are all multi-sport athletes. And the Oliver twins, Hildebrandt, they're very good players. You're going to have to watch out for the Pullers. I think this is a team that could, I think they could upset somebody in the quarterfinals if they're not seated above that. We'll see. It's going to be interesting to get out to those Puller games, even though that arena, a little tiny, but I love the Puller rink down there. It's a pretty cool place. A little old-fashioned, but old-fashioned is good. Hockey, old-time hockey. Moving on to the Tartan Titans with the great season last year, 25-1, and ended in heartbreak because those darned Roseville Raiders decided to upset them. And it was a really, by the way, best game I think in the Section 4 entire tournament last year. One of the best high school hockey games I've seen all year. Was Roseville and Tartan. Roseville came out on top. It was back and forth. But they had a great season last year. They lost Jake Jackson, but Brady O'Sullivan and Zach Lundman should be good, suitable replacements. So Tartan Titans, I think after many years of developing their program down there, finally making some impact, and it's going to be interesting to see what the Tartan Titans do this year. Now the Hill Murray Pioneers. Now historically this has been a struggling team. They don't have a lot of success. No, just obviously just kidding. Head coach Bill Lechner knows how to run a hockey program. Say what you will about the Pioneers, but they seem to every year do some fantastic things. And I think this year is going to be no different. 2012-13 record was 27-3-1. Imagine going the entire season with only 3 losses.
Yeah.
Yeah, and one of those was the state championship game in which they went back-to-back state runner-ups. So the Pioneers looking to eventually win a state tournament again. It's been a little bit since they have actually won it. So I believe it was 2008. So. Pioneers looking to get back, win a state tournament, and with Mitch Slattery and Joey Anderson, they should be pretty set. Plus, there's always plenty more talent there. One of the deepest teams in Section 4, and it's going to be interesting to see. Now, another deep team in Section 4, the team that every year decides they want to play Hill Murray usually in the finals. White Bear Lake, head coach Tim Sager. 17-10-1 record, and what was supposed to be more of a rebuilding year for the Bears as they picked many sophomores and underclassmen throughout the entire roster. And the thing is, those sophomores and juniors were the top players at the end of the season. And they've now grown up a year. Tommy Giller, Jake Wallen, the players to watch, but there's a lot more players to watch out for this year, including a Canadian player, Ben Cameron, who is a new addition to this team, and all the way from British Columbia. That's a long ways away, but really excited to see what he does. But there's also the defensive side as well. Jake Diddle captain on the forward side, Sam Anderson. It's going to be really interesting to see what this team does. Again, all these boys hockey games starting this Saturday. Look at your local team schedule. It's going to be Saturday, November 23rd. Is going to be the first day of the games. They're either going to be in the afternoon around 3 or, if you're lucky enough for a primetime game, 7 o'clock. So definitely check out, because it's going to be a really interesting season with all of our Fab 5 teams. They all have their own strengths, and I think we're going to see a really successful year with the team. So boys hockey is going to be very fun this year as well. And we'll get, by the way, next show we'll talk about more boys and girls basketball, so that's getting started. So
we're kind of in between the seasons right now,
absolutely.
where a couple of sports are wrapping up and a couple of sports are starting. So I'm excited to see how boys hockey starts off this weekend.
Right, transition time, yay. Well, because we are a studio TV show, we'd like to go a little cheesy. What are you doing over Thanksgiving break, Jamie?
I'm actually staying in town this year, going over to my in-laws, I think, having some turkey, mashed potatoes.
Turkey,
How about you?
Turkey.
Yeah.
Really?
Going out on a limb.
What's your favorite of all that?
I like dessert.
Desserts?
Yeah.
What do you got for dessert usually?
I like the pies.
Pie.
I don't really discriminate against any kind. I like them all.
I love the turkey. I love the turkey, don't get me wrong, but it's like when you have homemade mashed potatoes
And
that gravy is it's just delightful,
Is
really.
that your favorite?
It is. I love the mashed potato. I just love it. I love the turkey too. The crazy thing is I've been having turkey every Thanksgiving the entire life.
You don't say.
Not many people do that, so my family's really traditional. No.
You don't say.
I know a lot of friends who do a lot of, do steak dinners, and I tend to go turkey. I know it's a little different from what other people do, but obviously not. Hopefully everybody's having a great time out there. Sports fans, this is how we're getting ready to go. Winter sports season. I hope you're excited as we are here at TV 19 and getting set to go. We hope your Thanksgiving is great. We will see you in December. Jamie, your final thoughts as we embark through this winter sports season officially?
Well, I think that it is going to be an exciting season. Like we went through all of the different teams. We have a lot of potential on all of our Fab 5 teams, and I'm just looking forward to see how they do.
Absolutely. Basketball, wrestling coming up. We'll be out there as well. Let's get this show over with. Get out there on the sporting stuff, the courts, the rinks, the mats. Absolutely. Come on now. Let's do it. That's the mountains if you're into skiing. I know our producer, Nick Anderson, just dying to get out there on the slopes.
Yep.
So, well, we'll take a break, 2-week break, actually. We'll come back in 2 weeks with more sports for Jamie Dustin, correct? I'm Zach Halverson. Have a great evening, everybody. Thanks for watching Sports Path on TV 19 Sports.